So several days ago, European Union voted to start the negotiations, the accession negotiation with Ukraine and Moldova, and also Georgia was invited to join the European Union. As for this negotiation, somebody will think that it is a technicality, that European Union already invited Ukraine, so Ukraine should be like on these rails, and everything will go smooth until Ukraine is finally accepted as a full-fledged member of European Union. But it is not so. You just have to think about Northern Macedonia, who was called Republic of Macedonia, and who waited about 10 years, I think, from the invitation to join to the start of the negotiations about the accession to European Union. And during this period, they had to change the name of their country, because Greece was not happy that they are called Republic of Macedonia, and then compromise was reached that they are now Northern Macedonia. Also, they had some beef with Bulgarians, who I think the idea, the Bulgarians have such an idea that, for example, Macedonians is a part of Bulgarian people, and Macedonian language is just a dialect of Bulgarian, and they were saying that again, this is my idea, maybe I'm wrong, that let's say that you are Bulgarians, they are part of Bulgarian people, and you will have your separate country, but let's have two countries populated by Bulgarians. Macedonia populated by Bulgarians, and Bulgaria itself is populated by Bulgarians. That was somehow they also reached this compromise, and now they are in negotiation. I mean, the Northern Macedonia. We all know that we had at least two governments that were quite skeptical about joining or accession of Ukraine to European Union. And first of them, it was Orban, Viktor Orban, the Prime Minister of Hungary, who was saying quite often that it is that Ukraine is not its place is not in the EU because of that and that and that. And his government was putting one demand after another, and when Ukraine was satisfying one demand, they were putting a new one and moving the goalpost. And at the end, when all the concrete demands were satisfied and he couldn't invent any more concrete demands, he just said that Ukraine is too corrupt to be a part of European Union. And well, guys, I know that Ukraine is quite have some level of corruption, but I don't think that our level is in any way higher than, for example, I don't know how it is now, but I'm sure when Bulgaria, Romania, or Slovakia was invited into, or Hungary, but well, I will not speak about Hungary. But for these countries, I'm sure they had level of corruption quite similar to Ukrainian. I'm sure about that. So this is not a serious argument. And so it was quite a surprise that he refrained from voting. I mean, Viktor Orban refrained from voting, and because of him not voting, this resolution passed. We maybe in some years will have, maybe in 10, 20, 30 years, we will have the memoirs of some politicians who are doing history now, and they will maybe explain how it happened, because right now there are several ideas how it happened. One of them is just he was given because there were 10 billion euro froze that of some assistance that were aimed to Hungary, and they were unfrozen. He received this 10 billion, so he was blackmailing European Union, and his blackmail was successful. So we can expect that he will blackmail European Union more and more because of this, because there is no mechanism to, straightforward mechanism to react on such blackmail or to avoid such a blackmail. And he already said that we can block Ukraine path to European Union in 75 times in the future. So he's planning to use blackmail once more, and anytime when he will need something, or anytime his friend from Moscow will ask him to do that. So for now the negotiation started, but it doesn't mean that everything is rosy and this path will be without any obstacles in the in form of this Russian Trojan horse, Hungary, not Hungary itself, but the head of the state that they have now, and who is implementing legislation to that ensures that he stays in power forever. The other person was the head of Austria, who was saying that, we have Balkanian countries, the parts of former Yugoslavia, like Bosnia and Herzegovina and the rest, who were invited earlier than Ukraine, and they are still not in the European Union. So Ukraine should not be given preference for that. And to that I can answer that we are not guilty of that. It's not our fault that you were neglecting these countries in the past, and now you are saying that, well, because we neglected them, then you should wait. That's not a serious argument, but it was an expectation that probably the Austria will also vote no, but they voted yes. So I'm sorry. But when this path to ascension, we as Ukraine can harmonize our legislature and all the fields, all the facets of our society to fit, to synchronize with the rest of the European Union. But the question is, is European Union ready to accept country which doesn't control its territory, the whole of its internationally recognized territory? Because in several years, if we are not successful in expelling Russians from our territory, there might be a situation that the European Union have to vote if they accept only this part that is currently controlled by Ukrainian forces, Ukrainian government, or they will wait until all the territories are liberated from Russian occupation. And if they do so, and don't forget that two other countries that were heroes of this meeting, Moldova and Georgia, they also don't control the full extent of their internationally recognized territory. In Moldova they have Transnistria, Pridnestrovia, as we call it, and also there are two regions of Georgia that are not controlled by Georgian government. So they are in similar situation, but we have even worse situation, we Ukrainians. they don't, I mean, Georgia and Moldova don't control these enclaves, but these enclaves are not recognized by anybody, including Russia, as the part. But we have part of our territory already written in Russian constitution as it is their territory. For example, Zaporozhye region is included completely. The whole region is included in the constitution as their territory, including the capital of this region, of this oblast, Zaporozhye, the city of Zaporozhye itself, which is quite a big city and was never controlled by Russian occupying forces. And the same is about Kherson region. They controlled just before this false referendum. They controlled the city of Kherson, the capital city of this region, but then they lost control of it and they controlled the other part of Kherson region that is across the Dnieper, on the left bank of the Dnieper, but they don't control the right bank with the city of Kherson with it. And about Zaporizhia, one of the Russian propagandists, Markin, not very quite recently he said that Ukraine is occupying Zaporizhia. That from the moment they decided to include Zaporizhia into Russian constitution, now from the point of view of Russia, Ukraine is occupying Zaporizhia, the city itself, because it is so written in Russian constitution. So that's what I'm saying, that if European Union stops this ascension process and will not accept Ukraine or Georgia or Moldova because they don't control fully their territories, it means that the keys to everything and to the keys to sovereignty of European Union are held in Putin's pocket, are held in Moscow, because they control the decision of European Union. So some quite hard and some quite tough questions and tough decisions should be made if European Union wants to remain sovereign or not. Well, that's all that I wanted to say about this negotiation that will start probably in next spring for Ukraine to ascend into European Union. And have a nice day. Till next time. Bye. Slava Ukraini.